Most people assume that once a woman reaches her 50s, her chances of experiencing deep pleasure or powerful climaxes are over. That belief has been repeated so many times that many women begin to accept it as truth. But that belief is not only wrong, it can be harmful because it stops women from discovering the full potential of their own bodies. The truth is, with the right understanding and approach, women over 50 can continue to enjoy intimacy, satisfaction, and yes, incredibly fulfilling orgasms, sometimes even more powerful than earlier in life. Real experience and research today confirm that pleasure is never limited by age. It simply evolves with time, just like we do. When intimacy begins to feel different with age, many women mistakenly think they are losing desire, losing ability, or losing something that once made them feel feminine and alive. But the truth is far more empowering. The body still has the ability to feel deep sensation and satisfaction. It just responds best to techniques and positions that support hormonal and physical changes that come with midlife. Once women understand what their bodies need now, pleasure becomes easier, more reliable, and much more enjoyable. That is why this message is so important for any woman in her 50s, 60s, or beyond who has ever wondered, is something wrong with me? The answer is no. Nothing is wrong. Your body is simply asking for a new approach. Before exploring the 5 intimate positions designed specifically to support women over 50 in reaching climax more naturally, it helps to first understand what may be changing inside the body. Many women in midlife describe a feeling of unfamiliarity with their own bodies. They often say things like, "I don't feel things the same way I used to," or "Intimacy takes longer now." These experiences are incredibly common. During and after menopause, natural hormonal changes, especially the decline in estrogen, cause a shift in how the body responds to intimacy. Vaginal tissues may become thinner and less elastic. Lubrication may take longer to build. Blood flow to intimate areas can naturally decrease, which affects how quickly arousal builds. The pelvic floor muscles may weaken over time, especially after pregnancy or years of stress and physical strain. But none of these natural shifts mean that pleasure has to decline. Instead, they simply reveal what kind of touch and stimulation the body responds to most now. One of the most powerful truths is that the clitoris, the main organ responsible for female pleasure with over 8,000 sensitive nerve endings, never loses its ability to function. In fact, it continues to respond beautifully even after menopause. It simply may require more direct stimulation, better positioning, and a little patience. Many women have told stories of believing their pleasure days were behind them, only to completely transform their intimate experiences once they learned a few small adjustments. The first step is to release any shame or worry and replace it with understanding and curiosity. Intimacy after 50 is not about lowering expectations. It's about learning how to work with your body instead of against it. With that foundation in mind, let's explore the first intimate position that supports pleasure after 50. Many couples are familiar with the traditional missionary position. It's simple, comfortable, and emotionally intimate. However, as the body changes, this position can sometimes begin to feel shallow or less satisfying. That doesn't mean it should be abandoned. In fact, with one small adjustment, it can become one of the most effective positions for building sensation. Placing a firm pillow underneath the hips changes everything. This small lift tilts the pelvis in a way that increases pressure and sensation along the front wall of the vagina, which is rich in nerve endings and often more sensitive after 50. The slight angle shift also improves circulation to the area, helping arousal grow naturally. This means stronger, more focused stimulation with less physical effort. Many women who try this adjustment report a surprising difference. What once felt ordinary suddenly becomes exciting again. Some say things like, "I didn't know my body could still feel that kind of intensity." This position works because it respects comfort while enhancing pleasure. It also reduces pressure on the lower back and hips, making it easier to relax and stay present in the moment. When the body feels supported, the mind follows. Relaxation is deeply connected to arousal. When stress melts away, pleasure rises more freely. The second position builds on this by giving women even more control over their pleasure. Taking the top position with a forward lean allows a woman to guide pressure, depth, and motion in a way that feels right for her unique body. This position naturally brings the pelvic area forward, allowing the clitoris to receive more consistent contact with every movement. Instead of moving straight up and down, leaning forward slightly allows a gentle rocking motion that stimulates both internal and external areas at the same time. This combination is especially powerful for women over 50 who may need more direct stimulation to build momentum toward climax. But the physical benefits are just one part of it. Emotionally, this position is empowering. It builds confidence by allowing a woman to take the lead and follow what feels right for her. When she is in control of rhythm and depth, the experience becomes more relaxed, more natural, and much more satisfying. Once a woman experiences the control, comfort, and powerful stimulation this position offers, she often discovers that pleasure is not behind her. It is still very much alive and waiting to be explored. And as intimacy evolves with experience and wisdom, so does the connection it builds. These first two positions open the door to rediscovering pleasure after 50, but there is still so much more to explore, including positions designed for emotional closeness, joint comfort, deep stimulation, and effortless climax. The next position is especially helpful for women who want pleasure without strain. With age, joints like the hips, lower back, and knees can feel pressure in traditional intimate positions. That discomfort can become a distraction, pulling attention away from sensation and making pleasure harder to reach. That is why supported side intimacy, also known as spooning, is so valuable. This position allows both partners to lie comfortably on their sides while staying close. With bodies supported by the mattress, there is almost no pressure on joints. This relaxed posture naturally lowers tension in the body. When tension goes down, arousal rises more easily. But physical comfort is not the only benefit. The closeness of this position creates warmth, emotional connection, and deep trust, three powerful ingredients that make pleasure more natural. In this position, movement is gentle and steady, allowing arousal to build without rushing. For many women over 50, slower buildup actually leads to stronger and longer-lasting pleasure. This is because the body may take more time to increase circulation and awaken full sensation. The key here is rhythm and contact. Resting the upper leg slightly forward opens the hips, making the angle feel deeper and more satisfying. Some women like to keep a small pillow between their knees to stay comfortable. This is not just a position for physical intimacy. It is also a position that encourages emotional closeness and body awareness. When a woman feels safe, supported, and relaxed, she can focus fully on what she feels. And that focus is often what leads to climax. The next position brings even more intensity while still supporting comfort, sitting face to face. This position allows couples to sit together in a comfortable seated position, where the woman is in front facing her partner. What makes this position powerful is not just the angle, it is the connection. This is one of the most intimate positions because it allows eye contact, touch, and shared emotion. For many women over 50, intimacy is not just physical, it is deeply emotional. Being able to see each other, breathe together, and move together creates harmony in the experience. The closeness builds relaxation and excitement at the same time. But this position is also especially good for pleasure. When seated, bodies are better aligned for direct contact and deeper sensation. The motion is smoother and easier to control, and stimulation becomes more consistent. Many women find that when they are upright, it becomes easier to guide movement naturally. This allows the body to respond in a way that feels right for the moment. Some couples like to place a cushion under the hips to improve alignment. Others use a slow circular motion, which increases stimulation and builds intensity. This position also gives freedom to add touch, sound, and connection, small but powerful elements that increase pleasure significantly. For women who want more internal stimulation with minimal effort, the next position, legs together with partner on top, is a simple yet surprisingly effective option. At first glance, it may seem similar to a traditional position, but the change in leg placement makes it a very different experience. By keeping the legs gently pressed together, the space becomes narrower and more snug. This increases friction and pressure in a way that enhances sensation without requiring deep movement. The slight compression also directs stimulation towards sensitive areas that respond well to gentle pressure. This creates a warm, full feeling that builds arousal naturally. This position also provides stability and balance, allowing the woman to stay relaxed and fully engaged without strain. The movement becomes smoother, and since the body is aligned, the area remains well stimulated throughout. It also allows closeness, kissing, touch, and shared breathing become part of the experience. Everything about this position supports slow building, strong pleasure that feels natural and calming. Many women find that this position helps them reach climax more easily because it provides full contact without overwhelming intensity. For women who want a position designed to increase circulation, awaken nerve endings, and intensify sensation, the final position is a highly effective choice. The seated edge position combines support, comfort, and heightened stimulation. Sitting on the edge of a bed or sofa while the partner stands or kneels allows excellent control over angle and rhythm. This position naturally opens the hips and increases blood flow to intimate areas. Better blood flow means more sensation and faster arousal. It also allows for smooth motion and deeper stimulation without strain. Because the body is well supported, the mind stays focused on pleasure. This position also allows hands to remain free for added touch, making it a strong option for building intensity and reaching climax. What makes all of these positions powerful for women over 50 is that they work with the body, not against it. They improve circulation, reduce discomfort, enhance natural stimulation, and increase connection, all key ingredients for pleasure at any age. These positions are not about flexibility or performance. They are about discovering what feels good now and enjoying it fully. The truth is, pleasure does not fade with time. It simply evolves. The more a woman understands her body, the more deeply she can experience satisfaction.